Okay, I'm really beginning to lose it with this. This is causing me massive problems at the minute. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why this simple thing is driving me insane. Let's plug in and let me go through what is causing this issue at the minute. It's frustrating, it's annoying, and at the minute I can't see any way of fixing the problem easily. However, new legislation coming out might actually be my savior. Let's go and have a chat. Okay, so welcome to EV Unplugged. What bee is in my bonnet at the moment? And I'd give you two words, and it's not EV charging, it's British gas. So some of you may remember a few months ago I did a whole video on how to choose a new tariff for your electric. Now this applies if you are a home owner for just General Electric, or if you've got an EV car as well. So I went through all the process of sorting out how much I used kilowatt hours on a yearly basis, what my gas usage was on a yearly basis, went through about 7 different tariffs online, put them all into a spreadsheet, calculated which one was the best one for me. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all that because I've done a video about that. Go and have a look afterwards. But what has happened is in May 2025, my tariff was coming to an end. So I changed it to a British Gas Electric EV6 tariff. Now, I was with British Gas already, so I wasn't transferring suppliers. I was literally changing from one tariff to another, which should have made it a lot simpler. Now, this is where I may need some advice from you. When I transferred my tariff to them, the day afterwards, my British Gas app, decided it was no longer going to record how much electric was being used on a daily basis. Gas was working fine, electric, no, not working. So I contacted British Gas to tell them that this wasn't working. I was told it's because you changed tariff, it'll be sort itself out within 7 days or so. Okay, yeah, I get it. I'm IT. Things take the time to transfer over, not a problem. 7 days later, still not working. Phone them back up. Oh yeah, probably be fine in about 14 days. Right, okay. 14 days later, still not working. Phones them back again, and I'm emailing them at the same time, so I've got a paper trail. Anyway, it's still not working. We are now almost the second week of August 2025. So that's May, June, July, 3 months. And it's still not working. So what's happened is I've contacted them on a weekly basis and just expressed my concern because I need to track what my daily usage is on electric. Now, I'm in a position in lifestyle where if the bill does fluctuate a little bit, it's not a big problem to me. However, there are many people out there that are on poverty lines. They've got not much disposable income, they're saving for things, whatever the reason, there are people out there that need to track their daily usage. And if they can't, then they could end up with a big bill. So not been able to track my usage for 3 months. 3 months is a very long time for not being able to track how much electric you're using on a daily basis, especially if you are on a tight budget. You could easily get yourself into serious debt. Now, they basically told me that it was a system error and it was because I was on a dual tariff. Well, I can't be the only person in the UK that's on a dual tariff with British Gas. If you're on a dual tariff with British Gas, let me know in the comments below. Tell me, because I can't be the only person that's on it, surely. And as I said, this affects people who don't have EVs as well. This is just generally people who run their houses and might have an off-peak and an on-peak tariff. Now, when I took this tariff out, it was before the price cap changes came into effect. So actually, I'm more than likely, gut feeling, more than likely paying more for my units per kilowatt hour than I should be anyway, because there are now cheaper tariffs out. But I can't transfer to a cheaper tariff because 1, I don't know how much I'm using on a daily or monthly basis. 2,
British Gas haven't got a Scooby-Doo how much I'm using by the sound of it. And 3, it's just going to be a technical nightmare because it's not working on the tariff I'm supposed to be on. So I am literally paying more than what I should be. Oh, that's my gut feeling anyway. What I don't know either is if British Gas are able to track what I am using at the moment, what is on peak at 27 pence a kilowatt hour, I think it was, what is off peak, just in general, which is 9p a kilowatt hour, and the added bonus of this tariff was if you have a Hive charger, which I do, then they can control it, and that charging reduces down to about 3 or 4 pence per kilowatt hour. So 3 or 4p kilowatt hour down from 27 is a huge, huge difference. Now, I don't know if they're able to record what has been used on off-peak, or EV. I don't know. I certainly can't track it because the app's not working. What I've done, as I've said, I've contacted them on a weekly basis. I'm not getting anywhere. I was told, oh, we need a photograph of your meter. So I took a picture of the meter, sent it to them. Then I got a reply back about 4 or 5 days later saying, oh no, we need to see what your second rate is on the meter reading. No instructions at all on how to do that. Now, I am a very technical person. Anybody who knows me will tell you I'm a techie, I'm a geek, I can sort things out. I can't figure this out because no matter what buttons I press on the meter, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't show me any rates. It just gives me serial numbers and things like that, which apparently they don't want. Now, they've not told me how to fix this problem yet. So I'm chasing it on a weekly basis, as I've said. Anyway, let's fast forward now to... Oh, and the other thing that I've had to do, I've had to cancel my direct debit because they wanted to take about £120 out more than what I was paying on my previous tariff, which I should now be saving on, but they wanted to take about £120 more out because their system told them that was what was old, but with zero evidence to back that up. So I thought, no, I am going to cancel my direct debit. I'm going to pay a nominal amount every month, which is about £50 more than what I was paying before. Now, I don't know if I'm in debit or I'm in credit. British Gas don't seem to know if I'm in debit or credit either. So we're in this limbo. I'm paying them. I don't know if I'm overpaying or underpaying, and neither do they. Then they said, oh, it looks like your meter's not sending information to us, which is funny because it was right up until the day that I transferred tariffs. But it's working perfectly fine. More than happy with it. Very good, in fact. We changed tariff, not working. Okay, so what? Satellites are just falling out of the sky? You know, what's going on? So I've asked them, can you send out an engineer? Oh, we'll escalate it. That was the end of that one. Still not heard anything back about sending an engineer out. So this is where I need a little bit of advice from you guys now. So yesterday I went and logged a complaint on the Energy Ombudsman webpage. Very easy. When it takes you through it step by step. Make sure you've got evidence of your correspondence with your energy supplier. Now, I was making phone calls and receiving calls, but everything was also backed up in an email to them as well. So the emails I had copies of, so copied them, put them into this complaint, and I've sent that off now, and I will see what they come back with. But surely there must be some legislation to say that they can't charge me for energy that I've not used. And that's my concern, is they don't know what I've used, and they don't know what I've used off-peak or what I've used on my EV, which isn't a massive amount, but they've got no way of tracking it. I've got no way of tracking it. So is there some legislation that says they can't charge me for anything that I've not used unless there's evidence? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But what this got me thinking about was, I'm going to show you something that's on the... You might have seen it on the news in the last day or two, so especially today. I got this chucked into ChatGPT. It's a big PDF. I chucked into ChatGPT to summarize it for me. But they're now making changes to the framework to basically tell suppliers that if there's a meter that is faulty, they need to repair it within 90 days. Now, 90 days is still far too long. This should be 30 days maximum. In 30 days, if you are overusing your electric and you are on a tight budget, you could easily get yourself into serious debt, especially during the winter months when we're using more electricity for heating, lighting, cooking, and so on. You could seriously get yourself into serious debt within 30 days, let alone 90 days. They've also got to replace all existing 2 and 3G connected meters with 4G. Now, 2G and 3G, in the UK, the signals are being turned off in 2033. Seems quite a while off. However, the charger that was fitted last year was a Alphen charger. That apparently ran on 2G, which was one reason why they swapped it for a Hive one, because they were blaming poor signal quality, which is why it wasn't charging the car on a regular basis. It wasn't anything to do with that, by the way. That's a whole different story, and that was to do with voltage fluctuations on the local electric network in the UK. But that's for another video, I think. But that was a charger that was fitted last year that still ran on 2G. So if you've got a charger, make sure it's not on 2G or 3G, because after 2033, they're going to be switched off, so they won't be able to be used. Now, what they're also saying is that they are proposing that energy companies have to pay compensation of £40 for anything that goes outside this 90 days. £40 per day would be brilliant. That would seriously make the energy companies get their finger out and actually fix these problems. But I suspect it's £40 as a one-off if it goes above 90 days, which £40 is nothing. These companies are making millions and billions out of us, and the customer service is absolutely horrendous. It is terrible. And the government needs to step in and do something about this, because, as I say, I'm lucky enough to be in a profession where my bill fluctuates a little bit either side each month. It's not a massive problem to me. But as I say, there are a lot of people who would seriously get into debt, and that could lead to, well, who knows what it could lead to. It can escalate very, very quickly, bailiffs and CCJs and everything else that goes with it, because their systems are not working correctly. Nothing to do with me. I'm more than willing to pay for what I have used, but I don't know what I have used. That's the problem. So anyway, that was my rant. Please leave a comment below if you're having similar problems with your charger. It doesn't have to be British Gas, but any network. If you're having similar issues, tell me what's happening. Tell me what you've done. And if you've remedied it, please let me know, because you might be able to help me. So I've got the complaint going through the Energy Ombudsman at the moment, so that might take a few weeks to get processed. Let's see what they come back with. British Gas might come back. If you're watching this, anybody from British Gas, escalate it, contact, reach out to me. I can give details, in a controlled way, I guess, no account numbers, but so you scammers, stay away. But, I want to get it fixed, but I wanted to raise this as an issue on this channel, because I cannot be the only person that's having these kind of problems. Anyway, please like and subscribe if this video was of use to you and you enjoyed it. It's completely free to subscribe, so help me grow the channel. It means a lot to me, and I'll reply to every single comment that I get below. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.